All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful, I guess it's a Tuesday. Is it a Tuesday? It is a Tuesday. Let's lower the music down a bit here, guys. It's a little loud in the ears. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your families are super dang blessed on this Tuesday. And I want to give a big shout out right now to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my man Tom Crown right now in the chat, guys. If you are not subscribed to Tom Crown, you are missing out on financial gains, muscle gains, height gains. You'll get taller if you subscribe to Tom Crown. Shout out to Big Butts 28 in the chat. Big Butts 28, what is going on? And a big shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Shout out to Big Butts 28 and the Mod Squad. Shout out to Anon A. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish again. And a huge shout out to Adrenaline Tube. Man, that was awesome. Yesterday, Adrenaline Tube and myself, we decided to go 100x leverage long before the stream. It played out really well. I actually did close out that trade, man. I had to take the money, honestly. I'm sorry. Let's see what else we got up in here. Shout out to Revy, Win ETF. Probably tomorrow, guys. It looks like everything is set for the ETF approval, honestly. It looks like it is absolutely going through. There's like a 99.9999% chance. As usual, guys, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first 30 minutes of live streaming, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, 1,000 USDT. So make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are well on our way to 200,000 subscribers. We are so close to 200,000 subscribers. Shout out to B3R34L. Spam in the chat with a whole bunch of emojis. Shout out to Tom Crown on the dang treadmill right now. That's awesome. That is absolutely amazing. Scotty Swing, what is going on, my man? Who else we got in here? Dylan Cockrell. Just another flash crash to fill some longs. Let's see if we can't get a few more flash crashes to fill the longs. Shout out to Pasternak88. Shout out to Fit Trader. Says the music is fake and GHEY. Well, you know what? That's literally what I searched for to find this playlist. Shout out to my man OG Blockchain. And you know what's so funny, Fit Trader? I literally was just talking to the guy who helps me make shorts. I actually used some of these words to describe the music I wanted in the background. Not even joking. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. Exploragon. Bitcoin is going back down to 3K. Shout out to Zemus in the chat. Shout out to Identity in the chat. Shout out to Infont in the chat. Shout out to Dome Life. Bitcoin to the dome, straight to the Rakia. Blasting right through. Shout out to DJ Krillo. Shout out to River. Shout out to my man Aaron G. God bless you, Aaron G. I hope everything went well today for you, bro. May God bless you on a speedy recovery. Shout out to OG Blockchain. Much love to you, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. We've got about 900 people in here. Again, guys, we got about 10 minutes to get 1,000 likes. We will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right. All right. Man, Tom Crown with the super chat. Who will super chat bigger than Tom Crown? $20. Guys, who will super chat more than Tom Crown? Thank you so much, Tom Crown, for the super chat. It's like an auction. Who's going to go for a higher price? And of course, in the end, you guys will get the last laugh because I'm going to be giving away $1,000. Shout out to Martin de Groot. Loving the streams from the Netherlands. Always on the treadmill, guys. Always got to walk. Always got to keep the cardio up. Shout out to Bakir in the chat. Happy ETF night. I put my kids to their parents. It's ETF night, and I'm trading without pants tonight. Nice, man. Always with the slightly inappropriate comments. Shout out to Speed Racer 87. Shout out to Bullish Vision from New York City. Guys, let me know in the chat, where are you tuning in from? We got people from all over the world in here. The crypto space, bringing people together from all across the world. It's pretty dang crazy. We're going to be getting into this Bitcoin price action. All right, as you guys can see, I'm actually in a short trade. Okay. By the way, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin, altcoins, check out my go-to exchanges. I'm currently trading on MEXC, ZoomX, and BingX. Links in the description. Also, guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we gave the level for the short, literally to the exact dollar, 47,283. You can see I shorted it from the exact top. Gave the setup. Also, yesterday when we hit the level, I let everybody know I am short, baby. And of course, those profits are super juicy. We also gave the long trade from the bottom in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Guys, make sure to check it out if you're interested in joining the best community in the world. Also, if you want to get educated, check out the courses we have here, man. This will go through everything you need to know. Of course, if you stick around the YouTube channel, you'll learn it all for free anyway. But if you want to bypass the hours of jokes and just looking around at charts doing nothing and get right to the point, check out the educational material. All right, so let's get right into the Bitcoin price. We're going to be taking a look at some other assets. Guys, it looks like, okay, man, we got so many people in here. Shout out to Romania. Shout out to Mexico City. Shout out to South Africa. Shout out to all my watchers from India and the West Coast peeps. Shout out to Finland. Man, I love Finland. Shout out to Norway. Shout out to China. Shout out to Latvia. Shout out to Antarctica, my favorite place in the whole wide world. Bangladesh. That is what's up, Mohammed. Shout out to Lifer Adam from Bristol, Tennessee. Shout out to DeLuca Sam from Sri Lanka and Morocco and Canada. Nice. You guys are from everywhere. That's legit. Sacramento, California. Originally from Hungary. Shout out to Sabrina from Belgium. Awesome. Russia. That's what's up. Jordan. That's what's up. Yeah, so guys, we are going to be experiencing some severe volatility. And let's see, we got about 18 minutes to get 1,000 likes to do the $1,000 giveaway. It's going to be pretty crazy. Man, you guys are absolutely awesome. Estonia, that's what's up. All right, so let's get right into this Bitcoin. All right. What is happening with Bitcoin? Yes, we have seen after yesterday's pump, we have come up and we have gotten a little bit of volatility here. I want to talk about what happened this morning with the flash crash and currently my bias, what I think is going to happen next. As you can see, yeah, I'm still long from yesterday. And of course, guys, I am still in the long trade, the one that is on target right now if our take profits hit to accumulate 1 Bitcoin in realized profits. Currently up right now about 0.47 Bitcoin, just under half a Bitcoin of unrealized, and I've already locked in about 0.4 Bitcoin already on the trade. So if we can get this thing up to about 0.6 Bitcoin, we will absolutely be earning 1 Bitcoin live, baby. Hopefully, I don't know. It might not be live. Okay, so Bitcoin price. If we take a look at what has happened here, we are at a very key level. I mean, this is so key. If we take a look at all the volume that has traded since the beginning of 2021, I'm going to start on that. We can even go to the weekly time frame to see this, guys. Let's clear out some of the noise. Would you look at this? All right. Now, by the way, this is the Bybit Derivatives Exchange on the inverse perpetual pair, which, if any of you guys follow the channel, you know this is the chart that I use to chart everything. I chart everything on this when I am trading day to day. I'm using the Bybit inverse perpetual Bitcoin USD chart. The highest volume node that we have here, literally going all the way back to 2021. Now, again, 2021, why is that such a key time period? That is because that is when basically we entered into that final range of the previous bull market, and we basically ranged between 30K and 65K from January 2021 all the way until May 2022. So about a year and a half, we stayed in that range. Okay, so this was when crypto hype was at its peak, right? Unfortunately, most people got in around this time, those who were new to crypto, and most of the buying and selling of Bitcoin occurred right here at this exact price point at about, well, not even about, but at exactly $47,290. All right, this is why in the Casper Crew, we were looking at this level saying this is a pretty dang key level, right? This is why I shorted it yesterday in the Casper crew. When we hit that level, I was shorted. It's a pretty key level. It was my first short in a while. If you guys watching the streams, I have not been in a short for quite some time. My fourth short in a while. Okay, why did I take a short from there? Well, the truth is, guys, it is such a key level. A high volume node of a multi-year range is a very key level. Now, do I think the high is in? I do not. That is why I'm still holding on to my long trades. But it is nonetheless a key area of resistance. Now, we need to talk about this. All right, we need to understand that right now we are about to head into the mother of all resistances. Okay, here's a picture of her. This is the mother of all resistances. She has a beard. Yes. Is she a man? It's up for debate, but here's the thing. The mother of all resistances is a very tough cookie. Okay, she's going to be hard to get past. Okay, you could tell just by looking at her. She's going to be hard to get past. We have right up here the Fibonacci 618 from the bull market high to the bear market low, the value area high of the range, and the 786. This is going to be, in my opinion, an area where if we get a major pullback before the halving, it's going to be from this zone. All right, let us not forget. All right, it would behoove us to remember what happened in the previous cycle where we had the bull market top right here at $20,000 Bitcoin, and then we had a massive dump. Everyone thought the low was in until BAM! Capitulation, right? And then what happens? We actually came back inside of that zone, and guess where we rejected from, guys? We rejected from none other than the Fibonacci 618 level to the dang dollar. And we got a pretty significant pullback leading up to the halving, and the halving happened right around here. All right, the halving happened right around here. Now, to be fair, the timing is not the same with this, right? To be fair, the halving is coming up right now in about 4 months, but at this point, the halving was about 11 months away. So the timing is not necessarily the same, but nonetheless, we do need to be aware that for most cycles, for the past 2 Bitcoin cycles, we have gotten a rejection from around that golden pocket, leading to a pullback before the halving, and a lot of people have gotten a little bit too bullish, a little bit too early, and have lost out a lot of money on this pullback. Now, of course, when we zoom out, we can see that the pullback gave us the opportunity of the bull market, right? It gave us the opportunity of the bull market to really get in at another chance from 6K before the big gains happened, okay? Now, let's go to the daily time frame. Let's take a look at what happened as we got the rejection in the last cycle, because I do see a pattern kind of repeating here, and we really need to be careful, especially as we are heading into that time where the volatility is really going to pick up. This ETF, for one thing is for sure, it is going to spark volatility. Now, this is so important. The ETF is going to be approved. It's not even going to go live right away. And even when it does go live, it's going to take time for money to go into that ETF. It's not going to happen overnight. So we will probably see a lot of people FOMO long upon the approval of this ETF, right? We will probably see that. And look at what the chart was looking like as we came up to this 618 level last market cycle, right? The good old 618, right? Good old 618, right? My high school crush, the chick who broke my heart because I was in the friend zone. I didn't know I was in the friend zone. So when I asked her out, she gave me the hand, she gave me the face. I thought we would get matching Ben coin tattoos and be BFFs and for the rest of our lives. But that didn't happen. She rejected me. And the reason why she rejected me is because she wasn't into nice guys like your boy, Jason Casper. No, she was into bad guys like this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. What did she like so much? What did he have that I didn't have? Uneven upside down man boobs. Now look at Sam Bankman-Fried's chest. Uneven upside down man boobs, strangely resembling Market Cipher B as we come up to that 618 level. Now look at this picture, okay? Just look at this picture and tell me that when you look at this picture, you don't see something that is quite possibly about to happen now. Like as we are currently about to hit this high, right? We can just scoot Sam Bankman-Fried down. We'll scoot him along here. Look at how Market Cipher B is currently shaping up right now, okay? Money flow getting lower, man breasts getting lower as we are coming up to that Fibonacci golden pocket retracement just above us, the 618 Fibonacci. All right, so we really need to be aware as we come up to these higher levels. If we see a lot of people FOMOing long on Bitcoin, and we see some kind of massive move to the upside, it could be a recipe for a very large pullback. Are we definitely going to get a pullback? No, but we have to be prepared for it because people trade the news. I don't know why, right? They trade the news, but typically the news is going to facilitate what the charts are already saying. So what are the charts saying? Well, when we take a look at the 4-hour time frame right now, all right, we have just experienced one of the most bullish signals I have seen since September 11, 2023, which is the following. Look at this. As the price continues to make lower lows here, right, market cipher B is printing higher lows like this. And not only that, but the money flow, if we take a look at this blue and purple stuff, is crossing from the purple into the blue as we make this last low right here. Okay, this is the long setup we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We were waiting for that level. Shout out to the Casper Crew. I mean, we gave the short from the exact level. We gave the long from the level. It's because we are ready and prepared for these things, because we are looking at the charts thinking to ourselves, what is likely to happen? What will trigger my next trade, right? We always need to be thinking one step ahead of the markets. Where is my next trade going to be? What is going to get me in? So we saw this very bullish pattern on market cipher B, right? The good old fashioned regular, not upside down Sam Bankman-Fried man boot pattern on market cipher B. And we are breaking out right now of a symmetrical triangle, not a symmetrical triangle, an ascending triangle. When we take a look at this right here, we can see we had this pretty horizontal resistance, this pretty diagonal support roughly. If we go ahead and we take the measured move of this from here to here, we can see we're pretty much hitting into that $50,000 level where we have all the confluences, including the 618, that we have just gone over. So personally, I am still looking for another high. I'm still looking for a target of this triangle, right? This is why I have been so bullish, publicly bullish, for quite some time. If you go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel, and you should subscribe right away because we are well on our way to 200,000 subscribers. I made a video that I opened up a $500,000 Bitcoin long trade, okay, from the bottom of this triangle, and then talking about why I was bullish. Made another video even after we got that fake out to the downside, right? And even in the first video, I was talking about how we need to be prepared for a fake out, blah, 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 whatever. We got the fake out. Extremely bullish conditions. I'm telling everybody why I'm so bullish. I'm giving the bullish case, even though a lot of people were bearish. I was talking about why I was so bullish, why I was still expecting a new high on Bitcoin. That's exactly what we got now. And so I do think we're going to have that follow through to hit our $50,000 target. And I do think, based on the money flow right now on market cipher B on the 4-hour time frame, that we could get another trigger wave here that could give us another bit of a move to the upside. So I'm currently more biased toward a move to the upside. However, as you can see, I am still holding the short trade that we took yesterday in the Casper Crew when we got the rejection from the level that we were aware of for a very long time now, because it's been a high volume node for over a year, right? Why am I still holding the trade? In case I'm wrong about being bullish, right? And that's one of the things that has saved me a lot of stress in these markets, is taking the trade setups as they come, locking in a profit, and then forgetting about the dang trade, right? Forgetting about the dang trade. Right now, these positions I'm in on Bitcoin, stop losses are all in profit. I have realized profits on all of these positions here. In the worst case scenario, I will have made money. In the best case scenario, I will make money no matter now what the price does, because I took a trade setup when it was presented to me. I locked in a take profit one, and now no matter what happens, it's a money-making trade. It's called being in a schlong trade. All right. By the way, guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew, where we give the dang levels, we give the dang setups, JasonCasperTrading.com. Click the link to join the Discord. We have a beginner's course in here that will teach you everything you need to know about getting started and not losing money, including risk management, support resistance, all the basics. Or if you want to learn more and expedite your education, we have courses here, an order flow course, an intro to trading program, which includes my scalping tutorial, as well as White Phoenix's smart money approach to trading, a wealth of knowledge in here at jasoncaspertrading.com. Also, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I'm trading on MEXC, best fees in the game. I am also trading on ZoomX, which does not require a VPN or KYC, but I always recommend using a VPN. ZoomX also has a DEX and a centralized exchange on one platform, and I'm also trading on BingX to trade stocks, forex, commodities. All the links are in the pinned description. Well, I guess the description is not pinned. Okay, so let's talk about the flash crash. Let's talk about what exactly happened this morning after we got the move up into that high volume node. Okay, why did we get such a big move to the downside after we hit into that area, that level 47,292? Well, first of all, if we take a look here at our indicator, we could see we didn't really have bearish divergences. So honestly, the main reason I really took a trade from here is because it is such a key level. It just, to me, is more probable than not that we're going to get a move down. And because it's such a precise level, you can risk so little amount of capital on the trade. And because I'm already in longs, even if I take a short from this level and it gets stopped out, I consider it just paying an insurance fee to protect my gains on the long trades. Because if, let's say, I take a short from this exact level and I got stopped out for a $1,000 loss, well, then guess what? I'm already up right now on my long trades, like 25, like 30K, honestly. So I'm like paying a fee to ensure that I'm not only exposed to the market to the long side. Now, once we came up and we hit this level, guess what started to happen here? We started to change market structure, right? We made the high, we made a low, and then eventually we made another lower high. And as we made that lower high, if we pull a fib from the first high we made to the low, you can see that we came into the zone in between the Fibonacci golden pocket and the 786 level. Now, this, it happened very, very quick. It happened right here on this candle. Whenever you see any asset get a big move to the upside, if you have missed a trade, you now have an opportunity to get into trades. All right, whenever there's a big move to the upside, you now have an opportunity to get yourself into trades. Bull flags, consolidations, ranges. This is the playground. This is a trader's best friend. Okay, because most of the time, the market is going to be ranging sideways, right? It's actually an anomaly when the price has a big move up like this, right? It's an anomaly. Look at this. We traded sideways pretty much from January 3rd all the way to January 8th. Total sideways. In fact, we could even say January 9th. And then just one day, yesterday, for this tiny period of time, we got a big move to the upside, right? So most of the time, as a trader, you should be looking for your trades when we are doing this, right? When we are doing nothing, that's when you plan for your trades, okay? And there's always going to be 4 trades you can look for. There's going to be 4 potential entries you can look for whenever you see a big move and then a consolidation. You're going to mark out the high. Wherever price hit that first high from, right here, bam, you are going to then mark out the low, right? These are going to be 2 potential trades. If the price comes above the high and then closes back down, well, that gives you a short setup. If the price dips below the low and then closes above, well, that gives you a long setup, right? Now, we're also going to pull 2 fibs. The first fib is going to be from the first high to the first low that we put in. And this is going to be the zone where you look for a short trade. Now look at this. We actually could have shorted this twice within the range. Short number 1 from the golden pocket. Short number 2 also from the golden pocket 786 zone. And then of course we're going to pull a fib from the first low we put in to that second high, which will give us another scalp trade we could look for as well. You can see actually right here, we got our first bounce from that level and we got to move to the upside. Quite a significant move before we had that big drop. So far, 3 out of 4 of the potential trades that we could have taken in this little bull flag have played out. There's one more potential trade here, which is a liquidity grab of this high coming up here and then getting a fake out to the downside, which could potentially give us another short entry, okay? But as we came up into this area right here, where we got this very fast move to the downside, the reason why we got such a fast, drastic move down is because if we take a look at an order flow chart here, I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame. We can see that as we were consolidating in this area, we are seeing as price is getting lower over time, we are seeing traders open up long positions, right? We have 2 indicators on here. We have open interest. This is telling us, are traders opening trades or are they closing trades? If this is getting higher over time, this means traders are opening up new trades. This white line is called the cumulative volume delta. It tells you what direction are traders opening their trades in. If this line gets higher over time, it means traders are opening up long trades. If it's getting lower over time, it means traders are opening up short trades. What we have here is price unable to make a higher high, even though we can see by looking at the numbers down here, we can see that we had about negative 64 down to about, where did we finally get that? Negative 64 down to about 44. So we could see over time here about 20 million more longs opening up at this lower high than at this first high. And when you see more longs opening up over time and yet price is unable to make a higher high, that is telling you there are bigger players absorbing those long trades, looking to push the price down. And that's what started to happen, right? That price started to get pushed down. And unfortunately, because there were so many people that were long and they had their stop loss under this area, once they pushed the price down a little bit, it started to trigger stop losses. And once stop losses get triggered, it creates like it's like a water slide basically. Because one stop loss is a sell order in the market book, which pushes price down lower, which triggers another stop loss, which pushes price down lower, which triggers another stop loss. And if we take a look here at the open interest on this big move to the downside, well, we can see 238 million volume, and all of that was just longs basically getting liquidated and getting wrecked. Now, we had a very fast buyback. Let's look at what actually was happening on that wick to the downside and why we got such a fast buyback. Unfortunately, there were a lot of people who decided it would be a good idea to short this. I mean, look at this right here. I don't know if you can see, but we have shorts opening up after that big drop. A lot of shorts opening up after the big drop. And then even more shorts starting to open up after that drop, which kind of gave us fuel for a little short squeeze, which we got right away. Now, let's take a look at what's happening locally, because I think this is very important. We actually saw very locally right here, as we were kind of consolidating on VWAP, a little bit of bullish divergence here, which I do think could push us to the upside a little bit, because when we look at Market Cipher B right now on the 24-minute time frame, when we came down to that low, when we made this wick, this cascade of stop losses, we did so with a bullish divergence on the 24-minute time frame. It looks actually very nice. Now, a lot of people say, and I've gotten a lot of comments lately, Jason, you don't know how to use Market Cipher because the divergences are not measured by the wicks, they're measured by the candle bodies. All right? Well, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. But I use the wicks, okay? And it's because of the wicks that I was very, very confident making a public video saying that I was long on Bitcoin, $500,000 worth from here because of the wick divergence. And the wick divergence has given us a 17% move to the upside. So I guess the wicks don't work. I don't know. I still don't know anything. But I use the wicks. That's all I care. I don't care about dots. I don't care about candle closes. I care about, did the price make a lower low? And did the oscillator make a higher high? We had bullish div on the 24-minute. We had bullish div on the 12-minute looking very juicy. And currently now we are printing a nice trigger wave, as we are also seeing some bullish CVD divergences here. And so I do think we could see another move to the upside on Bitcoin right now to go for this high, okay? So that is what has happened here. That's why we got the move to the downside. That's why we're currently getting this little move to the upside right now. It's all in the charts, y'all. The charts tell it all. All. All right, so let's see what happens, guys. I am more than willing to let the short trade from yesterday get stopped out. Shout out to everybody who took this trade. I know it was a scary one too. I know it was a scary one. It's not very often that I tell people I am short or long, but when it's such a key level like that, you figure. That was a nice move too. That was a nice, I mean, that was a 3.79% move. I mean, honestly, obviously I left a lot of profits on the table with this one. I could have taken more profit on it, but here's the thing. Once again, when it comes to shorting in an uptrend, my strategy always is take a small profit, enough to make a little bit, and then let the rest ride. Because again, if we start to dump here and I'm wrong about my bullish bias, then I want to be short, you know? I want to be short. I actually took the trade from 2 accounts, so I've actually got technically, I have about $250,000 on the trade right now. So I'm in an okay position if we start to dump. But yeah, all these long trades, I'm leaving a lot on the table. So I'm not so much worried about making money on shorts as much as I am kind of hedging and just guaranteeing that I'm not going to lose money. So Bitcoin's starting to get a little bit of a move to the upside right now, guys. We got the bullish div, big, nice, uneven butt cheek at this wick. One thing else we should know about the wick, guys. One else thing we should know about the wick is this wick came down to a very key zone. And actually it's a pretty bullish bounce. Let's take a look. Bam. Now it's kind of a zone here, but I would say we got a beautiful retest. In fact, we could see it better on it. Let's go to a daily time frame here. Let's go to a daily. Okay, look at this. We had a very nice support resistance flip from these previous highs that we made on Bitcoin. So before the breakout, right? If we look at it like this, we have had a really nice breakout and retest of that $45,500 area, right? Which is key, right? This was our last resistance. We got the rejection from there, and then we got the breakout. Now we've gotten a retest, and in my opinion, what looks to be, in my view, which is just my view, just my point of view, doesn't mean it's true. Just my point of view does not mean it's true. We've gotten a bullish retest. Now again, this is in the context of the price right now being more probable of highs than a low. It's more probable than not, based on volume theory, that the high is not in yet. The daily time frame market cipher B still has room to the upside. The weekly market cipher B, money flow getting very thick. Green dot potentially printing on the weekly this week, potentially, especially if we get an ETF approval. And the 4-hour just printed, in my opinion, the opposite, of what we saw before FTX went under, right? We saw the opposite of this before FTX went under, giving the juiciest short trade of the bear market. Could this be the juiciest long of the bull market? I doubt it, to be honest with you. I doubt it. The reason why I doubt it is because overall, we're very close to resistance and money flow is getting lower. But I do think this bull div has not finished playing out yet, okay? Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Let's see who we got in here. You guys are absolutely amazing. God bless you all. 1,700 people. I cannot even believe it. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes in the stream. All right, shout out to Tom. He says everything is tanking. It's over. Come back in May. Shout out to Dr. Blocks. God bless you, bro. May Jesus bless you. May you be blessed in the name of Jesus. Dr. Blocks, my man. Definitely love to have you in the Casper Crew community, man. Hope everything is going well. All right, let's see if we have any super chats in here, because my software does no longer tell me. I still need to update it. I know. Shout out to Tom Crown for the super chat. Shout out to the real Gary Gensler. Can you increase by 5 miles per hour for the approval tomorrow? Let's see, guys. This thing only goes up to 3.8 miles per hour, so I just turned it up to 3.8. Shout out to JB. All the down pressure here doesn't worry you that the ETF is delayed. No, man, no. I'll tell you why, okay? I'll tell you why. I am a firm believer in the technicals, so I don't worry myself too much with the news. You know, yesterday I was saying that in the long term, the Bitcoin ETF is definitely bullish for crypto. It's definitely going to be a fundamental catalyst that brings money into the crypto market cap, right? Absolutely. I believe that with all my heart, but it's not going to happen overnight. I do believe that the ETF is not going to be delayed. That is my own opinion. That is my own bias based on the things that I see that are coming out right now. I think they're trying to keep people a little bit in suspense, right? But no, I don't, nothing worries me right now. I think the charts are saying more upside is possible. And I think the charts are saying if we're going to get the rejection, it's going to be in my take profit zone for the long trades. That is how I'm currently trading this right now. And I'm sticking to the plan. I will stick to the plan until the plan goes against me, and then I make a new plan. That's the way I roll. Otherwise, I flop and grope all over the place. Shout out to JGD. God bless, and may your past, current, and future sufferings bring fruits into your realm. God bless you, my man. ETF and no demand, says TomTom. TomTom, extremely bearish in the chat. Well, my man, perhaps you're right. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps we're going to dump down. Shout out to Tama T. Groves. Thanks for bringing the energy and making trading fun as furries. You're welcome. You are welcome. Shout out to Peepaw. Kramer always calls the top. I will give you that, TomTom. So here's the thing, TomTom. I am and have been and still plan to have a top come in very soon. But I think we get one more push up. I think we get one more push up. All right? I've been saying that this whole time, and people have been feeling bearish this whole time. All right? I've been maintaining my bullish bias based on the charts. I will say this, okay? I am not as bullish now as I was here. Down here, I was so bullish, I had no problem opening up a $500,000 long trade and making a video that I'm long. And I even showed my stop loss in one of them by accident, right? Because I was so confident here that we were going to get the move, right? I mean, when we gave the level for the short in the Casper crew, right? The short trade that the short trade that I'm in right now from the exact top, right? We gave the exact level, told everyone I was short. When we gave that level, I reminded everybody, a reminder to myself and everybody, 4-hour bull divs are no joke. But sometimes they play jokes on us by not playing out right away, but giving us lots of volatility during the overall larger move, right? And that 4-hour played out very nicely. And in my opinion, it's not done yet, all right? In my opinion, it's not done yet. I think we got another push. I could be wrong, but here's the thing. I am continuing to trade my plan. I consider this right here, being bullish down here, was success to my plan. Because yes, I have 0.45 Bitcoin on the trade, but I've already realized on these long trades here from that low, I guess, let's see, 8 times 3, let's give it a 0.2, 0.3, a little over 0.4 Bitcoin, right? So I'm a little over 0.4 Bitcoin in profit from my plan in general. So I consider that a win. Now that I've already considered it a win, I say, look, the probabilities still say that the top is not in yet, right? The probabilities still say that just above us, we have a much more important resistance than the level we're at now. And one thing I will also say, in hindsight, whenever people get bullish or bearish too soon, there's typically one more move. And typically, that move takes us to the key level. And how many times have I and you guys who trade these markets with me, how many times have we planned for a trade at a key level, jumped the gun because we thought it was the top or we thought it was the bottom, and then we got stopped out, and then price came down to the level that we should have been waiting for in the first place. So I've been burned too many times to say now that, yeah, the top is in, even though we have the macro Fibonacci level just above us, confluence with the value area high of the previous bull market range, right? So close away. I mean, just based on the volume theory alone right now, right? It's more probable that we see a $49,200 Bitcoin than that the top is in right now at 47K, right? It's just more probable. We've already made our way all the way across this value area. Why stop now? So this is why I'm leaning more bullish. It does not mean I'm right. It also does not mean that I would long now if I was not in a trade, right? Just because I expect higher doesn't mean it's a good time to enter a long trade, all right? That's something that we need to differentiate between, right? If someone put a gun to my head and I had to pick a trade to enter right now, I would honestly enter a short, because the short trade is a better setup in the current moment. Because trades, when it comes to entering trades, right, we need to have a clearly defined risk and a clearly defined target, right? So right now, a short trade, we know if the top is in, we know where we're wrong. We're wrong right here. It's a very easy invalidation, about a 1.5% risk, right? So just in general, if we're risking always 1% of our capital per trade, this is a really nice setup. If we get stopped out of this trade, we lost a very small amount onto the next trade. What about a long trade right now? Where's our support? Especially if we're talking about, I'm not talking about scalping, I'm talking about day trades or swing trades. Really, where's our support? I'd say our major support is somewhere down around here. Right? It's like a, it's not even a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Are we still live? Did something crazy just happen here, guys? Did something crazy just happen on the stream? Bitcoin pumping right now. Bitcoin is pumping right now. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no. All right, we're back, baby. We're back in action. You know, the ETF just got approved, says Dr. Green. Is that true? Let's check on X. Nah, hasn't got approved, but the announcement is expected tomorrow, according to Altcoin Daily. According to Altcoin Daily. So, by the way, guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper. Alrighty, let's get down to our lower time frames right now on Bitcoin and see what is happening. Let's go to the order book. Take a look at what's happening live. All right, so yeah, we got that bullish CVD divergence into the VWAP. Now we've actually got some buyers stepping up. We've got some buyers stepping on in here. And yeah, we've got a few, we've got some buyers stepping in. I would like to see some more buyers step in. I would like to see some more buyers step in here. We do have a few buyers stepping on in. About 3 million. About 3 million longs opening up here. Volume, relatively speaking, is kind of low right now, guys. Is relatively low. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got in here today. Shout out to Ayush. She has a question to ask. You can ask. Shout out to Yoshi H Bar, sell the news. I lean toward a sell the news play as well, my friend. One thing that does make me a little bit cautious about shorting the news now, y'all, is the fact that everybody is expecting to short the news, it seems, in crypto YouTube. Everybody. So we really need to be watching the charts. Right? But maybe it's because I'm in that TA space where I hang out with a whole bunch of analysts instead of the normal people. Aaron G says they've done a good job of getting everybody bullish near the top. So maybe a lot of people are feeling bullish here. Shout out to Red Elephant. Do I like Ciabatta Casper? I never heard of Ciabatta Casper. Bitcoin is pumping and stream is dumping. Where do I expect the swing short? So for me, I am looking to enter into a Bitcoin swing short. Doesn't mean I am going to take a short, but right now I am looking and planning to take a Bitcoin swing short from this zone. Well, yeah, from in between the golden pocket and the 786, basically, guys. This is the zone, and there's a few different levels within the zone. Obviously, the first place we look for is the golden pocket, and then the second place that we look for is right here at the 786. Okay, these are going to be our major confluences right here. That's where I look for a swing short. That is essentially where I am hitting my take profits on the long trade. All right. Bitcoin dominance going up to 60%. When altcoin pump? Altcoins will probably pump after Bitcoin hits 50K. After Bitcoin hits 50K, we're going to see the altcoins pump like crazy, in my opinion. Shout out to Dome Life. He says, be careful, dudes. Aloha snack bar. Everyone's selling their poop coins for Kind Daddy Bitcoin. I'd love to see it. Yeah, for sure. All right, Revy is bullish, baby. All right, everyone on YouTube says it's going up. Oh, okay. All right, TomTom. TomTom, the bear of the stream, baby. TomTom is the in-house bear, the most bearish of us all. The most bearish of us all. All right. Okay, so Dr. Green thinks Bitcoin will pump to an all-time high in the ETF approval. Man, I just don't see that happening. But if it does, I'm not going to be sad. Shout out to Salman Shah. He says, my question ignored as usual. Sorry, Salman Shah. You know, I do have 1,500 people in the chat, bro. So, you know, I only have 2 eyes and 1 monitor. So, I can't, you know, I don't see everyone's chat in here. I'm sorry. I do my best. I do my best. Do I know what time the decision will be made? I do not know, but be ready for extreme volatility, guys. Be ready for extreme volatility. Yeah, shout out to Adrenaline Tube. We're waiting for that 100x short after the pump. Yeah. Shout out to Jean-Claude Cicluna. Greetings from Malta. Yeah, Bass of Black says everyone is bearish, wanting to short the news everywhere. Wait for Kramer first. A plunger, baby. We got ourselves a plunger on the face. All right, 16 hours. What about 4-hour divergence? The 4-hour bullish div? Well, I've already explained my outlook on Bitcoin, where I think this is heading within the next few. I can get a second screen for 80 bucks. I don't want a second screen, J-Boy Bullish. No, I'm too mobile. I'm too mobile for that stuff. You know me, I'm trading out in the pickup truck out in the homestead. You know? So, shout out to Divine Hood. He says the decision is most likely to be made around market open East Coast time. So, that's probably around 9:30, 10 a.m. East Coast time. Kramer says we've already hit the top. Well, if Kramer says we've hit the top, that means the top is not in, right? Yeah, so here's one thing, guys. Like, right now, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own speculations. If we clear out all the noise, the only things that matter right now are these 2 green boxes. Honestly, if we focus on the $50,000 level, and I'd say the $54,000 to $56,000 level, nothing else really matters to me. If we start to pump, I don't care if the ETF news is out. If we see bearish divergences as we come up to those levels, we can expect a pullback from those levels, right? The news doesn't matter. People could speculate all day and all night. I'm a technical trader. I'm sure many of us are as well. The news has not ever once affected my trades, okay? The news has facilitated open trades for me, but it has never caused me to make a trading decision. All right, like a great example of this is back here, okay, on Thursday, January 28th, 2021, I entered into a long trade on Bitcoin because of the green dot on Market Cipher, okay, and the 4-hour massively bullish waves. I will never forget this day because I told my wife I entered into a very big long trade, and she says, "Do you think it's gonna go good?" I said, "I do, but if it doesn't go good, it's gonna be a hefty loss." Let's just put it that way. Let's just say I was risking more than 1%. All right, let's just say I wasn't even using high leverage. This is a totally different trading strategy, but I saw a bullish sign on the chart. The very next day, guess what? Elon Musk tweets about Bitcoin and pumps the price 17% in one night. And everybody's like, Elon Musk pumped the Bitcoin price. But it wasn't really Elon Musk that pumped the Bitcoin price. It was just the chart had printed a major bottom with extremely bullish signals. And so we got to move to the upside, right? It's just normal price action. Did the Elon Musk tweet facilitate this wick that went up 17% and then kind of came back to the normal and kept going? Yeah, of course. Of course. But we could also take a look at what happened when FTX went under, right? When FTX went down. Do you guys remember this? When FTX went down, right here, the Casper crew, we were short on that Friday. We were short on that Friday, and that weekend, we were short. Why? Because the price came up to none other than the dang Fibonacci golden pocket retest from one of these highs. One of these highs, yeah, from right here. Price came up to the Fibonacci golden pocket with a bearish divergence on the daily time frame, right? So on Friday, we shorted, and then that Tuesday, the news comes out, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, Sam, the FBS, the fat BS dumped the Bitcoin price. Well, you know, the chart was already telling us short. Did the fact that FTX went under and everybody sold and got scared, did that facilitate the move down? Of course. Of course it did, right? But the chart was already saying bearish. So the chart front runs the news, guys. People don't like this. People think I'm stupid for saying that. This is my experience. The chart front runs the news, right? I mean, look at this. Silicon Valley Bank, or was it one of the whatever crypto bank went under, right? Bearish divergence on the daily, very bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame as well, right? Before the news came out about the bank. So it just is very interesting that these things happen before the news. So that is why, as I look at this chart here, and I am thinking to myself, money flow is getting lower on the daily, and we have news out that people are going to perceive as bullish, and we are below extremely important areas of resistance, just makes most sense to me. Pump. If we see bear div, we get the rejection, right? So let's kind of wait and see what happens. Maybe we pump before the ETF news gets announced, and we actually will be able to take a short before the news even gets announced. I don't know. On the other hand, on the other side of that Bitcoin, if we don't see bear divs, if I don't see bear divs at these levels, I am not taking a short trade, right? Not one that I at least plan to hold all the way back down to 38K. So we got to take it as it comes, but there's endless speculation. The charts will give us clarity through the endless speculation. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Wow, 1,700 people in here. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, the Jason Casper Bank. You're right, in the Gematria. Yeah, the Gematria for Jason Casper is the same as Silicon Valley Bank. Man, if that doesn't expose me for being an Illuminati shill, I don't know what. Shout out to Mark Miller. Shout out to Jazz Tech. He says, enjoy the last pump. Man, I'm going to enjoy it. All right, the stanky banky. Yeah. Expect 2 whipsaw moves. Yeah, that's for sure, Houston. Yeah, let's not forget. Let's reminisce a little bit about the last time we got the fake news about the ETF. Right, we got the fake news right here on Monday, October 16th, 2023. And basically the fake news gave us a massively whipsaw move. We came up 10%, and then we came back down about, from that high, what did we come down here? We ended up coming down about 8%, yeah, over the course of the next day. So that's pretty crazy, right? So yeah, we can expect something crazy like this. And if we get a fast wick, if we get a 10% wick to the upside, there's going to be some kind of reaction from that, especially if we hit it into a golden pocket, right? There's going to be some kind of reaction. Shout out to Susie. Yeah, shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Shout out to Straightway Life. He says Solana is going to dump. Solana is going to dump. Solana is in this bull market. We're probably going to see like a $300+ Solana easily. Shout out to Gar Adus. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. I like your profile picture there. Nice and 80s synthwave. Thank you so much for stopping by. May God bless you. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Bubbles the Evil. How does one approach trading altcoins considering a lot of them follow Bitcoin price action? So Bubbles the Evil. There are 2 options for trading altcoins. Okay, you can either trade it the way you would trade Bitcoin, which is if you're day trading any asset, you're going to be trading those lower time frames where you look for those intraday setups, those day trades, those scalp trades from local levels of support and resistance, just like you would trade Bitcoin. My personal strategy for altcoins is sometimes I trade them that way. Most of the time I don't. Most of the time I accumulate right around times like now, right? For the past few market cycles, this is going to be my 3rd Bitcoin bull market. You buy the altcoins before the halving and you sell the Bitcoin. You sell your altcoins probably like a year and a half after that. So I would say the halving happens in about April 2024. I would say between the spring and the fall, probably like right in the summer of 2025, in that area. I would even say May, right? Sell in May, walk away. The most basic information, which does work, but a lot of people get too emotional to actually abide by it. The basic sell in May, walk away of 2025 will most likely get you some pretty good profits if you are DCAing into altcoins right around now. Okay, this is one of the rare times where buying the dip is acceptable, right? Because most people get into crypto, they hear about crypto in these times, all right? Most people got into Bitcoin and altcoins in these times because the big move up, right? Everyone's interest peaked right around here, and then we got one last move up. Oh my goodness, we're in a massive bull market. We're going to 100K. You know, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. People buy the dip. We put in another high. People are like, wow, this is amazing. Buy the dip, bro. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the, buy the dip. Oh no, sell everything. Sell everything. Right? So, this is a rare time, right? We are right now here, okay? We are here. In my opinion, we are, let me refresh this. In the actual market cycle, let's go to a higher time frame. We are right around here, okay? The all-time high in 2020 was around 20K, so this was the all-time high. We got to move down. We got a bear market. All right, this exchange doesn't go back far enough. Bear market rally. And then in this zone right now, leading up into the halving, we get a little bit of a pullback and then boom. I think we are right at this place. All-time high. Bottom of the bear market rally, get a little pullback. Boom, I think that's where we are. And I think we have all-time highs for Bitcoin and a lot of these altcoins. So that is my strategy, right? I'm loading up my bags on spot. I just did a stream the other week where I spent $15,000 on altcoins. You can go check it out if you want. All right. Court W says fake pump. Shout out to Colin Iwata. May God bless you, man. Thank you for the kind words, my friend. ADA is a solid coin. I think ADA is a solid coin. I actually do hold a good amount of Cardano. That's a big little pullback. Yeah, so Z-dubs, you know, here's what I hope for, right? Now, this might not happen, but I hope for Bitcoin dipping down below 30K. I do. I would love to revisit these levels, this little zone here. The reason why I would love to revisit that is for two reasons. Number one, this is not a healthy move up thus far. Okay, we have left behind lots of liquidity, lots of over leveraged longs here that do need to be punished, in my opinion, including myself. Okay, because I have been high leverage longing, adding to and opening up new positions, buying high, understanding that every time I do that, it could be the top. But eventually, that's just unhealthy for a market. We can't have leverage longs pushed. You know, we need to clean that out a little bit, and then we need to get people nervous that the price is not going to bounce from 30K, because everyone knows that 30K is the support, right? We need to get people nervous that we're not going to bounce from 30K, and then we need to bounce, right? So yeah, that's a pretty big pullback. Okay, that's a 46% pullback. Now it seems crazy, but please remember that even after the halving, it's not anything crazy. This was a 30% pullback right here. All right, Bitcoin right over here, a 20% pullback. Where was that 40% pullback that we got on Bitcoin after the halving? We've seen crazy pullbacks in these bull runs, okay? Especially as we head into that time. I mean, this one you could say was a little bit anomalous because of the COVID dump. So if the COVID dump wasn't there, right? Let's say we didn't get that capitulation wick down to 3K. It's still a 42% correction before the halving. So yeah, I would appreciate that for my own spot bags, because yeah, I want to buy more Bitcoin cheap. I would love to buy more Bitcoin below 30K. You know? I will buy Bitcoin as aggressively below 30K now as I was buying aggressively below 20K in November. Right? I was irresponsibly buying Bitcoin back in November. What treadmill am I using? It's the LSRZ Sport treadmill from Amazon. What would be a good Bitcoin entry now before the ETF launch? Oh, man, that's so tough. So like the only long trade that I could have said would have been a good one is taking this low and a reclaim above, and that's already played out. Also, maybe from the golden pocket, the 786, if we get a move back down toward this area, but yeah, this is the only place that I would be kind of interested in. We did actually get a bounce from the VWAP already. Confluence with this local, at least I thought it was. Maybe I'm oh yeah. Am I tripping now? I don't even know. I don't know. It's tough. In my opinion, in this range at the beginning of the stream, I'd say that both of the potential long trades from this range have already played out. And that makes it difficult because now it's harder to find a precise entry. You would need to like wait until we come back down to support. You would have to put your stop loss below the wick for it to be safe. And then if we're targeting the 618, that's a 2-to-1 risk reward. It's really not the best trade setup. If you are convinced that we are going to pump and you are using good risk management, you are convinced we're going to 50K, even 50K is a 3.5-to-1 risk reward with the stop loss under that low. It's tough. Like, that's the thing. Like, even if you're bullish on an asset, it doesn't necessarily mean you have a good trade setup on your hands, right? Because we have to understand that the market is not always going to go our way. And so one of the biggest aspects of being successful over time is choosing the setups you want to take, the ones that are worth it, the ones that give you the most reward for the least amount of risk, the ones that have the most gain potential with the least amount of risk potential. You know, what's interesting about trading is you could have two trades, one like this, right? Let's say a trade like this where we get let's say we do get a pump up to 50K, right? We get a pump up to 50K, right? We have a trade like this, we get a massive move. Let's say we're capitalizing on a 7% move to the upside. You might think that's a really good trade compared to a trade setup, maybe something like this, right? Just a little tiny move like this, right? You might think to yourself, man, I'd much rather be in a trade like this than a trade like this. Well, the reality is you would make more money on this trade than you would on this trade. You would make 6 times, you would make 6 times what you were risking on this trade, and you would only make 4 times what you were risking on this trade, right? If you risk $100 on this trade, you make $400. If you risk $100 on this little trade, you make $600. Because it's not about how much the price moves, it's about the risk to reward ratio, right? So if you know, for example, that you have a very key level of support right here, and you could risk a very little, and you know that the next resistance is, you know, just a little bit away, 2% away, you can put more money on that trade while risking the same amount of money. And then you're going to be ending up making more money over the long term. This is why, like, even in the bear market, you know, we are out here in the trenches every single day trading these low volatility markets, because we don't need massive moves to make money if we are trading. So don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to catch the big moves to make money. Well, I shouldn't say that, because these gains on these long trades have been absolutely insane. Okay. But I cannot tell you how much of a gold mine something like this can be, right? Where you're just buying low and selling high in these little ranges. You can make so much money in these little areas here. And it's an anomaly to get these big moves. So don't get stuck on that. Don't feel FOMO. If you think Bitcoin's going to pump, don't feel FOMO, because if you are trading and you're here to make money over time, it does not matter what the price does. If you're a holder, a Bitcoin holder, different story. Then, of course, we want the price to go up. I want the price to go up. I have big targets for my Bitcoin hold portfolio. As a trader, it does not matter. As long as the price is doing something, there's an opportunity for you tomorrow, right? As long as the price does something, period, there's an opportunity for you today, tomorrow, the next day. The next day doesn't matter if you missed the move. Doesn't matter if you take a month off and missed the move up to 100K. As a trader, it doesn't matter, because every day you come to the charts and look for those trades. That's why I always forget what the price of Bitcoin is when people are like, what do you think? Are we going to reclaim 41,723? It's like, I didn't even know Bitcoin was that price. Like, it's all a blur to me. Whether we're trading at 69K or 16K, I don't pay attention to the price. I pay attention to where are the levels, what does the chart look like, where's my next trade entry, you know, where am I going to make my next move, you know? Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Bitcoin looks like she is getting a bit of a move down right now. Let's see. Yeah, we had a pretty interesting big whole bunch of I mean, it's low volume, guys. Volume is super low here. We're chopping around. I really think people are waiting for the news. Shout out to everybody who gave a super chat. All right, we got some super chats in the house right now. Shout out to Rod. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can we take a look at Fink? Yeah, we can take a look at Fink. Let's look at Fink. Fink. I think. What do you think about that? You know, I'm sorry for the dad joke, but I am a dad. You know? Fink. Never really heard of Fink, to be honest. I think I might have heard of that. I don't see Fink in here. I actually don't see Fink. Is that even a crypto? I don't know, man. I don't see Fink. Did I get that spelled right? Yeah, Fink. I don't see it. I don't see Fink. I'm sorry, man. Thank you for the super chat. Maybe, if you post the ticker in the chat. Uh-oh. Shout out to Sudeep in the chat. What is going on, Sudeep? God bless you. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to Ancient Maya. Did I send you a friend request in Discord? No, that's a scammer, my friend. Guys, please don't get scammed. Getting scammed sucks. Can we look at ICP? Larry Fink? Larry Fink from BlackRock, is that what we're talking about? I don't know. I have no thoughts on Larry Fink from BlackRock. I don't know. I don't know. We could take a quick look at ICP. I'm pretty bullish on ICP in the long term. Let's take a look at this. Let's go to a higher time frame here. Okay. So this is basically my ideal ICP buy zone. All right. If Bitcoin gets a big dump, ICP looks very strong, very bullish right now, in my opinion. And there's a few ways to look at this, right? First of all, if we look at this, like not on log scale, we can see that there is massive upward potential on this asset here. Even though we've broken out and even though we've already pumped up 600%, if we're going to hit the high from the fall of 2021, that's still another 600% away. This is a sign of strength on ICP, having broken out of this objectively bullish falling wedge pattern. And so for me, if we are gifted with a pullback down to test these highs, which we may not, that's going to be a major buy zone for me, because then we have an opportunity to buy this thing after another 60% move to the downside, which means instead of getting 600% gains, potentially, or more, right? Or more, instead of 600% gains, now we're talking over 1,000% gains, right? So basically, anything below $8 for me is a buy zone. Now, that's my own personal strategy. You also have to think to yourself, you know, if this thing is going to pump like crazy, $300+, right? Let's say it does. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying what's going to happen. I'm just saying the way you need to approach the market is you need to have some kind of reason or plan before you buy anything. And I would say this, based on the higher term timeframes, based on what we're seeing on the charts right now, this thing does look bullish to me. And I do believe we're going to see it pump like crazy in the next cycle. And so at the end of the day, let's say 300, that's a little crazy. Let's say we hit 200, right? Let's say we hit 200, okay? At the end of the day, you had a $200 ICP. That is a pretty high price. But does it matter if you bought now at $13, even $17, or if you wait until $8? Of course it does not matter. Of course it does not matter, right? Either way, it's a really good gain. If we wait for $8, we could potentially make a 33x. If we buy it right now, then we're making like a, you know, about an 18, 20x. So it's good gains no matter what. But for me, if I'm going to buy ICP on spot, I would like to wait for a pullback. In general, it's best to wait for some kind of a pullback here, which we have not gotten. And I do think that when Bitcoin gets a pullback, these also are also going to get pullbacks. Shout out to callsign RX. How does XLM? Yeah, let's check out XLM. Shout out to Crypto Tradester. Could we look at XY? Oh. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. I really appreciate you. Why does shorting seem harder than longing? That's funny, Hawkish, man. For me, longing is actually harder than shorting. I pretty much always nail my short trades. My long trades, I definitely get wrecked way more longing than shorting, man. My biggest losses have always been longs. I'm pretty dang good at shorting. I enter longs early. All right, so let's see. We're going to take a look at XLM. Whatever you do, you need to have a plan, okay? And your plan does not have to be the same as somebody else's plan. But if you enter into any investment with no plan, you are not going to make money. And you very well may lose. All right? Because if you don't have a plan to exit, you're going to hold it up into massive gains and hold it all the way back down. And if you don't have a plan to get out if it goes against you, you're going to hold until you have nothing. All right? You need to have a plan where to get in, where to get out, why you're getting in, why you're getting out. All right, Stellar Lumens. Decent gains, potential. I would say that we do have a nice looking bottom here. Bullish divergence on the weekly with a change of market structure. Okay? So we have a bullish divergence on the weekly. Is that a bull div? Hang on. No. It's actually not a bull div on the weekly. But it's a nice deep anchor wave and a trigger wave. And we do have a change of market structure. Let's see where we have come down to. Bounce from the 786. I mean, obviously, this is a sign of strength. It does show, in my opinion, that this thing is preparing to break out and break up. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, right now, if I was looking at this thing for a spot play, I would be buying within the box we're in right now. Right? There's a really good chance that the bottom is in, and even if the bottom's not in, this is something that I would, this is not financial advice, by the way. Okay, but just objectively speaking, we have signs of strength on an asset that's been beat down during a bear market. And, we are at support, and we know that this box is likely to be our bottom. And if we come back up to the high, we are looking at a pretty nice risk-to-reward ratio on this asset. Right? We're looking at a 10x. A 10x if we DCA within this box, even factoring in a lower low. Even factoring coming in all the way down to 5 cents. If we just put in a slightly lower low, we're talking a 12x if we hit the all-time high. If we hit more than an all-time high, let's say we hit $1, right? Talking about almost a 20x, even if we make a lower low, right? If we're accumulating it in these lows, right? So now, of course, when it comes to investing in anything, you got to do your own research, understand the fundamentals of an altcoin. Do you think it has the potential to pump? I'm coming at this from a purely technical standpoint, right? I only trade the charts. I don't trade the fundamentals. I don't care about the fundamentals. And I typically don't trade these types of coins. But there are altcoins that I hold on spot. I load up my bags. Some of them pump. Some of them do really well. And here's the thing. If you build a nice altcoin portfolio around these times, let's say you diversify. You have $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. You put them into 10 different altcoins that you feel have really good potential. You know, even if just 2 or 3 of those do really well, you're still going to be making a lot of profit, right? You got $1,000, you got 10 coins, you put $100 in each coin. One coin does a 50x, right? You just made $5,000. You just 5x'd your entire $1,000 investment because one coin did a 50x. The others, let's say they go to absolute zero, right? 90% of your coins went to absolute zero. One of your coins did a 50x. You 5x'd your investment, right? That's what's kind of crazy about these altcoins. So do your research. And a good rule of thumb is if it has more upward potential than downward potential and it has good fundamentals, it might be a good hold for the bull market. And also, if it's a newer coin and it's in price discovery mode, but it has really good fundamentals, a good team behind it, a lot of hype behind it, those are also the coins that tend to do really well in the bull markets, right? These are the times to be getting into some of these speculative assets in a responsible way. In a way where if it goes against you, not a big deal. But if it goes for you, it's actually a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? You lose $100, you make 5 grand. Those are your two options. You know, put yourself in a position where both options are kind of okay, right? Do you want to lose $100? No, of course not. But is it that bad? No, of course not. Is getting $5,000 pretty good? Of course it is. You know, two options: lose 100, gain 5,000. I would take that gamble, especially if we know we're heading into a bull market and we know that these things pump and we know there's upward potential. Okay, not financial advice, just the guy with the plunger on the face. All right, if you mistake this for financial advice, let this image be forever burned into your mind. I hope you took a screenshot. Shout out to CryptoFace, shout out to Flopping Groper, shout out to Market Cypher. All right, repping the Market Cypher shirt every single day, guys. The Jason Casper uniform is a Market Cypher shirt. Shout out to my man, Crypto Tradester. Yo, we'll take a look at SPX as well. Could we look at XYO? Yeah, we could look at XYO. XYO. Man, what do you guys think? Should I do an all-day live stream tomorrow? An all-day live stream for this ETF? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if I should live stream all day. XYO actually looks pretty good, right? We've got weekly money flow coming up. We've technically got a swing failure of this last high, but I really like the money flow. Bullish divergence on the weekly. I would say this looks really good. Man, we're at a golden pocket. I'd say this is actually a pretty nice looking area to start getting in as well. Right? It's looking pretty nice. Look at the money flow. Look at the bullish divergence. BitBoy butt cheeks on the weekly. Looks like the next weekly green dot's going to be a good one. Let's go to the daily time frame. Man, I would say, like, if we get an oversold wave on the daily, that would be a really nice looking bottom here. Coming back down into the green box. If we get a nice oversold wave on the daily and some bullish divs on the 4 hour, that's a pretty nice bottom signal. You know? Yeah, this looks like a good buy zone for me. All right, let's take a look at SPX. All right. So here's the deal. I feel the same about SPX as I do Bitcoin right now. I do feel the dollar is going to have... I mean, right now, aren't they pricing in 6 rate cuts? But the Fed said they're only going to do 3. I don't know for certain, so don't quote me. But it would not surprise me if we get a bit of a pullback here, let the dollar get one last big old pumperoni, and then we see the dollar become very weak in 2024, 2025, and we eventually see this thing go even higher. But we are at key resistance right now, right? You know, for those who know, you know, in the Casper crew, we took this legendary long trade right here. I actually closed it out when we were up here. I said, what the heck, I'm getting out, because we're at resistance and I made a lot of money on the trade. But look, we have bearish divergences, money flow getting thicker on the weekly. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a bit more of a pullback now. But then once we start to see the Fed cut rates more, or, you know, turn on the presses, then it would not surprise me at all if we see this thing over 5,000. Just being honest, especially if we're in a crypto bull market. Typically, it just works out somehow where the Fed is doing things that facilitate that move to the upside, aka inflation starts to go up again somehow. And you know what? I know that sounds crazy to say right now, Because right now they're so focused on 2%, 2%, 2%. But if something happens that requires more money, what other choice do they have? Honestly, what other trick does the Fed have in the book besides quantitative, well, I can't call that, besides loosening things, right? Increasing the money supply. That's really the only trick they have. There's no debt ceiling. They won't stop spending. So the money's got to come from somewhere. Might as well just print it out of thin air. Shout out to Memory Man in the chat. Yeah, a lot of people putting ones in the chat, baby. Nice. Nice, nice. A lot of people putting the one in the chat. That's what's up, that's what's up, that's what's up, that's what's up. Alright, y'all. Alright, guys. I am going to have to head out, y'all, because it's been a good stream, and I got to sleep well for tomorrow. This ETF is going to blow our minds. It's going to break our hearts. We need to be prepared. We need to have the mental grit and toughness to push through, okay? I'm excited for tomorrow, guys. I hope you are too. Remember to use good risk management. Remember not to let your emotions get to you. May God bless you all in Jesus' name. Even if you're not religious, you know, I don't take myself seriously at all, but I do take my relationship with Jesus very seriously. It's the most important thing in my life because he gives me purpose and hope when everything seems so futile and meaningless. And so even if you are not religious, I still pray that God blesses you and your family in many ways. And I do pray that the Lord will reveal himself to you in a more personal way. With that being said, guys, I will see you in the next stream. Peace.